Hey everybody, Asher here, back with more Starsector, going strong on the 95A update, which actually has not gotten any hot fixes in the past few days, so that's a very encouraging sign. But where we are going to be starting today is at the Galatia Academy Station, a place that I've gotten a few comments about saying, why haven't you gone there yet? This is sort of one of the beginning plot points, new content for the patch, that pretty much explains why in the tutorial you get locked down in the system to begin with. Now, I have had at least one commenter say, Asher, the people who are watching this video have probably already seen this. And that's true, that's fine, that's fair. But what I'm going to do here is, because this is new to the channel, I will be reading some of the stuff that comes up over here because it is new information and new content. So that said, the stark white halls of the Galatia Academy Station crawl past you in slow, majestical rotation. The ivory tower looms before you. Your request for the docking queue is approved. Your comms officer helpfully mutes the chirpy automated vid feed presenting a boulderized history of the Galatia Academy and its role in providing education and research to the Persian sector while remaining above political influence. The landing promenade is filled with modest civilian transports, a few high-end personal craft, and at the far end, a row of frigates offloading supplies. A junior academy agent greets you in a landing lounge with promotional paraphernalia in hand. Greetings, Captain! Perhaps you are an alumni? Have you considered donating to a scholarship trust with the Academy? Well, for a game that has a bunch of places that are kind of beat up, things gone to shit, it immediately strikes me that this place is all squeaky clean. So we can ask about the Academy, or we can cut to business and ask for a meeting with the Provost. Let's do that. And this kind of assumes that you'd already played the tutorial that we skipped, because you can talk to these people before and they'll be like, shh, come back later. Come back later when you've figured out why or how to get us back connected with everyone else. So the Academy agent makes a quiet request through their personal comms, then gives you a patient look. The new provost is very, very busy. New administration after the recent unpleasantness, that could take some time, days, weeks sometimes. You might want to leave your comm ID with me and come back in. The comms unit chimes softly. Yes? Really? I mean, yeah, we'll come up immediately. The agent turns to you, and Provost Baird will see you right now. Please follow me, Captain. So we're going to follow the Junior Academy here. You're led through a discreet, secure access door to a series of passages that bypass the public concourses. You are brought to a travel lift which activates to an Academy agent's presence and step inside at the agent's encouraging nod. The lift pod is wrapped by diamond matrix through which you can watch the canyon-like sweeps of plazas pass by, filled with crowds of students, academics, and technicians. Raising your gaze, you see that the pod is approaching a tiered substructure which seems to hang over the curve of the station interior. The pod slows as you shuffle to adjust to the local grav effect field gradient. You must be near the core of the Galatia Station. Yeah, this is an interesting description as well, just for the fact that this is a game that really has to talk you through it instead of letting you walk through it. But anyway, a guard wearing a mirrored faceplate dismisses the junior agent and ushers you through the first doors of an antechamber filled with small groups of people who are presumably waiting to meet with the provost. They have perfect hair and perfect skin, unmarred by the radiation or burns that mark a spacer. Those cybernetics you spot are consciously stylish adornments rather than crude augments. Many have brought their young progeny with them. The stench of wealth and influence is palpable. Heads turn as you are led past all of them towards a set of large doors which appear to be inlaid with wood from real trees. You feel their glares on you, like point defense fire on heavy armor. So we can play it cool, eyes forward, or we can be an asshole, smile and wink at them. You're special and you know it. Damn right, I got a funky cybernetic eye patch. Okay, so Grace Coat, whoever that is, and Emmanuel Ward, whoever that is, like me a little less. Well, screw them. You enter the offices. The doors close silently behind you. Provost Anaya Baird, I hate that I don't know how to pronounce that. Anahita Baird turns to acknowledge your entrance while concluding a call via her desk tablet. Ancient wooden shelves for real paper books gleam darkly in subdued light emanating tastefully from nowhere. The shelves are only half stacked from crates scattered around the office. A brass awry of the Galatia system adorns the plinth of the center of the seating cluster. Parchments mounted behind the provost's desk display intimidating intellectual rankings, their seats of authenticity softly glowing. I apologize for the mess, she says, having noted your examination. I've only just moved office. Before you speak, she raises her hand. You're not here to set up a donation. Why then? Because it is very much in my interest to know about the up-and-coming mercenary captain who corrected the unfortunate situation caused by my ambitious but incautious predecessor. A pause. This institution is not devoted purely to theoretical work. She forms a cradle with her hands as if to hold the idea as she is explaining it. For what use is knowledge if it does not give us the power and wisdom to change the world for the better? She leaves the question hanging in the air for a moment. So we have some options here. Knowledge is good for its own sake, uplifts the human spirit, can also be very profitable, or brings us closer to the Creator. Well, we'll say knowledge is good for its own sake, even though we know that's not entirely true. Provost Baird cuts you off as you begin to speak. The question was rhetorical, Captain. She brings her hands apart. My point is that Galatia Academy could make use of someone like you. Someone capable, discreet. And here she pauses, a tactic for emphasis she appears to employ often. And very well paid. I do not wish to make the same mistakes as my predecessor. If one wants work done properly, one must properly appropriate incentive. She leans back and looks at you, done speaking. For real this time. Probably. Maybe. So we can accept or decline. We're going to accept because this is story quest here, but I shall put you in contact with academician Alvis Sebestyen. He will be your liaison with the Academy. You will receive a few mundane tasks from various departments in the Academy so that we can build a working report, as well as provide you with the funds you require to bring your fleet up to my standards. She looks over her spectacles at you. Most of all, I require evidence of trust. I intend to remain provost here for a long time, and productive relationships are built on trust. We will speak again before long, I'm sure. She looks at the dim windows of the great halls of the Galatia Academy. You cannot imagine what we shall accomplish. She smiles now, not for you, but for herself. So we can talk to Sebestyen. Now, here's this area again. So we talked to the comms directory. We have another person appearing, so it's Alvis right away. Like I said, it's heavy story time today. Wow, look at that. Just opening the door gives us 10 improved relationship with this dude. I mean, look at him. He's just like milquetoast nice guy. So what can we say? Shall we get on with it, or nice to meet you? Let's say nice to meet you, because he's very happy to see us. Right, yes, he seems nervous to be meeting a real-life space captain. You idly wonder how he even got this position. Different departments within the Academy tell me of what you need to be done, and then I coordinate with the freelancers, such as yourself, to procure the necessary services. Oh, and I get to run jobs by the finance office, and we'll make sure that you get paid, and that's very important. And at the time, there may be various jobs open to you, and you just have to check with me, or sometimes there might be no jobs if they're fulfilled. You read something on a tablet, but if it looks like the Provost Baird wants you to have first priority for anything that comes up. She must like you. You're not so sure of this. So, available jobs. He taps the data pad. Well, let's take a look at what we've got lined up for you today. The Cybernetics Engineering Department has turned up records of a data cache on the Suroclair in the Tidalost Legalia system. They must need someone to go and find and transmit the contents back to the Academy. And a key academician from the AI Defense Studies Department was imprisoned by the Ludic Church in Hesperus for performing research. We need someone to pay the tithe so he can be released. So, sounds nice. Interested in anything? So, obviously, we're going to take both of these quests because, I mean, these guys are independents, but we need to make favor with them. So, asking about the ruins of Suroclair, or however it's pronounced. Sebestyen makes a series of small, odd noises as he reads the data page. Okay. He turns to you, closes his eyes, and braces for a moment so that he puts on an impressive smile before proceeding. So this won't be a problem, right? I mean, we have the exact coordinates of the laboratory for you on Suroclair Isle on the Tidalost Legalia system, which is 27 light years away. You get in, you get out, and once you're in hypercom range, you send the encrypted contents back to the Academy, and the finance office pays you 74,000 credits. No prob. But a longish pause, which is unusual for Sebestyen, who has a way of filling uncomfortable gaps with conversation. but we're not supposed to talk about it. But if you recall all those rumors about the first AI war, well, you can ask in the Persian Studies Department. Maybe, well, obviously we know what he's going to say, but I'll read it anyway so he can just come out and say it. But there is a possibility that maybe that you will encounter, he looks down and checks the exact phrasing, autonomous weapon systems. It says it might be quite dangerous, which is why this pays more than usual. I'm sure it's nothing, right? Haha, you'll be fine. So we don't even have an option to decline it. We just accept it. So Rowan said, oh, that's fine. And then we have the imprisoned researcher. Oh, well, what happened to Minerva Datus from the AI Studies Department was a research mission, possibly near the volumes patrolled by the Church of Galactic Redemption, and was kinda interred by the Knights of Lud. They're, he ponders for a moment, enthusiastic about enforcing certain prescripts. Between you and me, and their understanding of theory is a bit loose at best, so there can be misunderstandings. That is the AI Defense Studies Department, was assured the project was cleared by the Exarch liaison who runs the shrine here on the Academy Station. So, we're not sure what went wrong. This might be an interdepartmental conflict within the church. Sebestyen stops himself and looks again at his datapad. Right, we need a representative. That'll be you. To travel to Hesperus and make arrangements with the representative from the Knights of Lud. It was hinted at a tie. The 63,000 credits would smooth things over. So the finance department has given you that cash up front. Your payment for performing this mission itself will be 52,000 credits. And I'm just going to ask the asshole question here. If I free the researcher without paying, do I get to keep the ransom credits? This concept flusters the academician somewhat. Oh, stars. Let me check. Judging by the illumination on his face, Sebestyen has pulled up a thick block of legal text which scrolled rapidly for a minute, speed reading legal clauses. Technically, he says brightly, the funds are released to you as working capital appropriated to the hiree. That's you, pursuant to recovering deliverables listed in Addendum A. So it looks like, yes, you would be able to keep the extra funds if you can complete the job without using them. Hopefully, not by, he looks queasy, closes his eyes, and takes a deep breath. Don't worry, I can be very persuasive. So you'll do it? Of course we'll do it. Alright, so we have two jobs. Two jobby jobs. Are we going to do them right now? Not necessarily. We have a volcanic world that we have in 109 days to get to. Ooh, that is literally 27 light years away, kind of all the way up there. But what we can do is I do want to take a stop by the home system. And we still actually do need to talk and advance the Red Planet story as well, just so we can kind of get all these plot markers all the way as the plot plots along. But yeah, look, we get a little bit in the core worlds, we get a little bit over here, we have some surveying to do, but more importantly, if we take a look at our fleet real quick, there's two dumb things that I didn't realize I was doing while I was dumb. Let me actually, I actually cannot do it here. Okay, well, let's go to this space station. We're not going to be engaging in as much trade right now. I want to get a little bit into the exploring thing here. But one of the really good bits of info that I got was to make sure to hit this A button, the repair your ships at the dockyard. I've apparently done some irresponsible flying around that I didn't catch. Another thing that's very good to do is things like, well, first off, I was originally going to get rid of the Camus, so let's just sell it here, whatever. We'll put it on the up and up. We don't need that civilian transport. Let the transport burn. We also have this, which currently has a maximum burn of 7. So, of all of the I checked all of my ships except for this one to make sure that I could get it to fly appropriately. So we're going to put the same thing that we did here, which if now I need to remember what it's called. Wow, I'm really bad at this game. It's really expensive, and we have to do it at a dock. There we go. I can still put auxiliary thrusters on as well. Hooray! So if we do get caught out, you can be stuck there, and that's fine. Alright, another thing that I was informed to possibly look for is a troop transport, which these guys definitely don't have, and, well, it's a combat freighter. But it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Sorry, Mule. Because one thing that I could definitely use to pick up, especially now that I'm not losing monies everywhere, is to start picking up not some crew, but some Marines, so that we can start doing some practice raiding. So if I can swing that today, I'm definitely going to try to start weaving that in, because raiding is something that I did not get really into my system very well in terms of playing this game by myself previously. So it's something that I feel a little silly that I never really made up for myself. Another thing that I haven't been doing very well, a very good job on, is using the transverse jump button. Now, one of the reasons I'm a little reticent to use it right now is because I'm dragging around a mothballed legion, which is the other reason I kind of want to get home, just to at least drop this off in the pool. So let's go ahead and do that first, because they gave us money like the suckers they are. Even turn off a transponder for even more old-fashioned fun. And the hyperspace storm shouldn't be too extreme, but once we drop off the Legion, we should have an increased speed here. Now, the other thing is we're going to continually check, because if we get some bounties that take us in the right direction, we will very happily do them. But because a lot of these are plot missions, we are not so concerned about, like, timing of them. We will be able to do them. But here's another thing that I got, which is where the transverse jump is important. This is a nascent gravity well. Now, as I've complained about multiple times before from multiple cats, I don't know why I always say that. Obviously, my home planet is not very close to anything, but you can use these. These are always going to be aligned with places that do have enough gravity, maybe for something. So, like, if I go right here and I transverse jump, because I know that it's close to the fringe jump point, I should... Ooh, well, maybe. Let's not go too far now. There we go. All right, this, I was about to say, this should plot me right over here, and it did. And there's my completed space station. How fun is that? And hopefully I didn't break anything, so that's nice. The other reason I want to come here, though, is we're going to store this, is that we're going to do some exploring, but we're going to be a little risky with it. We're not going to take any of our big ships today. We're just going to leave it to the little guys to see what weight they can pull here. And I think it'll be a fun, I don't want to call it a challenge, but I think it'll be a fun change of pace from what I have been doing previously in this save. So let's put our Harpoon MRM here using the control click method that everybody loves. Look at all these resource stockpiles. We have stockpiles of everything. We can, like, crash, not the food market, but we can crash the market for a lot of shit right now. And then that's another thing that's really good for, like, raiding and stuff, is that we can literally, obviously we have to buy it at, like, base price. So we're not buying low, but we would be selling high. But the other nice thing is that we can also buy at market value. So if we feel like we're going to need some more supplies, just buy 200 here. It'll come out of next week's paychecks. I guess that's the other thing that's maybe a little silly here. And I guess I've heard enough people talk about this that I'm literally going to fix this right now. If I look at my map here, not that map, this map, look at how far I can fly on that fuel with this fleet. I don't need you. I don't need you. Well, maybe I do need you. We can ditch 1600 fuel, right? There we go. So see, we're fine. We're just going to be going the exploration life, and we're going to have a good time with it. All right, so where are we going to go? Obviously, we're going to just keep mindlessly hitting the tab button, because that is what I enjoy doing in this game. All right, so if we go down here, I was kind of hoping to get maybe another mission, but we do have this one, which does pay 50,000, which is fine. 5 heavy machinery, 5 supplies. We're just surveying a volcanic world in a system that I believe we have actually not explored. So maybe we can check out Delta Manned as well. I feel like that's a system I flew by and maybe didn't have a great reason to actually stop in, like maybe a beacon or something. So we'll have to think about it. But there is a philosophy that I have about this whole colony structure of always be improving. We do have a lot of money. I do want to build colony defenses because that is going to help with stability. Even if nothing else, just stability itself is enough of a reason to do that because we can get up to 10 with it. The defenses is also important in case raiders come back, but the next time raiders come back, hopefully we won't actually be having to worry about the raids. Oh wow, a Ludic bounty posted. And we have monthly expenses for things we bought. Bounties. Bounties, bounties, bounties. I'm pretty sure that one will destroy me. Yeah, whew. 300,000. Maybe if I brought my whole battle fleet. But obviously we're not going to do that because we are busy ignoring the plot. Okay, who are you? You are Humanity's Trash Mercantile Company Convoy. That seems like a... Oh, and who are you? Who are you? Pray tell. Okay, whoever you are, you decide to jump into that wormhole real fast. So I'm going to assume you're friendly. Personal bounty for 3 fingers. 3 fingers downs. That can be someone else's bounty here. It's questionable enough for me to try to like fly over here and check out some of this stuff, but look at that, 18 speed, haven't had that in a while, and plus we have range for days. This is where all of y'all who are shouting at me, just make a dedicated exploration fleet. This is the freedom and joy of that. We're not going to go to Alpha Man. It literally has nothing. This seems to have a lot here that I didn't really explore. I wonder if maybe I missed out on a good colonization opportunity. That'd be hilarious if I screwed up that bad. Oh, well, there's some remnants here. Volcanic gas, desert. Wow, okay, there is one habitable world here and a bunch of shit that is not habitable. Fascinating. Fascinating. I can't believe I never came here. Well, this is a good time as any to just explore a little bit and see the sights. Okay, so we have an unidentified fleet over here. I don't want to piss... Oh, that's the wrong button. We're pressing 3, not E. That's what I get for playing other games. Forgot what my buttons do. Obviously I didn't explore this. Oh my god. That's awesome. Light speed repairing compromised storage. You know what that means? That means that the one thing that I complained about with this is now no more. It's back up to maximum storage capacity. So that is a great deal here. So volcanic world, kind of hoping to have like something ping in the scans here. Oh, we have a desert world. I mean, we'll survey it because it's a desert world, but I'm not seeing like any ruins coming out from anywhere. Oh, this has extreme weather. We wouldn't have been able to use the little spool thing. It's actually, see, this is what I ran into. Wait, am I low on supplies? No, I'm low on heavy machinery. This is what I ran into quite a bit with my exploration searches for stuff, is that when looking for a good colony, you want to have like a good baseline place to grab first and foremost, and I really had trouble. Wow, there's not even like probes here. It's a little bonkers. It's actually almost getting kind of scary to the point where I may not spend much more time in here. I'm like, the only pings I'm getting are remnant baby ships coming after me. The only sounds I'm hearing in the background are cats attacking litter boxes. Yeah, there's like literally no ruins here. This is like someone stuffed a bunch of planets and made it shit. I guess that's Starsector for you. Alright, well, let's go and complete the mission. Like I said, I try to give myself a little bit of wiggle room, but man, this... I guess I just ran out of time. I mean, I went like all the way over here. I guess I forgot to finish the loop. Like, Albari is unexplored, and obviously we're going to the other place. Let's see if Albari looks like it has anything here. It has a lot of planets. It has a medium beacon. Okay, well. And we have an unidentified fleet that is pinging right for us here. So we'll see how that goes. This place with the blue giant is maybe a little bit safer. Famous last words. Once again, all of these little pings around planets are places where I can use a transverse jump, which means technically I could be, instead of leaving for the fringe warp point, just using this. It does take a little more supplies. Let's see here. None of these are habitable. But there is our volcanic world. I kind of want to see what these sensor pings are first, though. Because it could be goodies. It's a mining station. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we have all the Apogees. Salvage operation from the mining station. We're going to double tap this hard. And that's a lot of ore. And that's a Ludic Church blueprint again. We seem to get those all the time. Hey, a mining station's not bad. It gives you a lot of raw resources, so not going to look Not going to look a mining station while it's down. I want to see if that's a little patrol ship or something else, since we got a ping by the exit here. That is a... yeah. We just have remnants hanging out everywhere now. Okay. I guess that's one way you can play a game. Oh, wow. Okay, we are getting our repairs in fast. So we're almost done repairing our whole fleet here. Might actually need to start dragging along some more beat-up ships. I'll do that. I'll grab a Dominator. I have the fuel. I have the fuel for it. All right, so here's our mission. Perform a survey. Easy. All right, tectonic activity, thin atmosphere, but not no atmosphere. So what makes this place good? Well, it's pretty decent. Obviously not forming a colony here, but the money's nice. Doesn't seem to be too much else. So let's do the thing I said I'd do. And let's transverse jump. It takes its dear sweet time. It's not an emergency escape button like maybe I thought it was, but it does let me get out of Dodge a little bit faster. Alright, so look at that. We've explored a few systems for the first time in a while. Could actually look by Alpha Bola, Delta Bola. Do I want to? I mean, I've already looked over here. There must have been a reason I didn't go to Alpha Bola if I poked my head into Delta. And, like, grid's right here. So, you know what? We're already down here. We don't have any other pressing business right now. It's the worst that could possibly happen, other than we get repairs on some other ships we want to have repairs on. Oh, that'd be why you're a system with practically nothing in it. And you must be a system with not much better in it. Alright, well this at least saves me the trouble. Let's see what's down here. I guess we'll go in like this. I could be pressing S to slow down, but we're not. So what's a little exploration this late in the game, right? So barren bombarded world, nothing like too crazy. But sometimes you'll get like some debris fields and shit out here. Like, I'd at least like to see what's kind of by the planets. As let's not forget, we got our astral from a debris field. They're legit. Alright, this is not a waste of time, but it's another mark off on the map. Which is really my only goal at this point. I don't intend on exploring every planet, but since we're here, we'll go to grid. And you know what? We can just go ahead and pay a visit. Oh, no, let's, what did I say I was going to do? Like, we have... We need to pick up another ship. Probably just to get benefit from our repair skill. So here's grid. This is technically the end of the map down here before we get to some of this nebula crap. Like that neutron star could have a research station, but it also has a neutron star. It's going to kill us. So Bola, the Bola constellation is kind of uninspiring at this point. So I didn't miss out on like any super habitable places. It doesn't appear I'm really getting anything here. Like, I'm not even getting sensor pings. And I guess that's another thing I missed out on, and that was a good point that I also got from a few people, is that I really need to do a better job of like putting mods on my civilian ships, and I haven't. I kind of let the autofit do its thing, and I'm missing an opportunity on that. Obviously, I'm not going to try to repair them now because we're wandering in space. But I'm just going to go over here to make sure I don't miss anything that I might be able to hit with my scanners. Ooh, swing and a miss. Alright, well, at least we know this is nothing. I'm not going to take the time to explore all the way around the belt. For all I know, there's a pristine nanoforge waiting to hug me. So let's see here. How many more months do I think I'm going to go around here? Because I've got a few damaged ships that probably need some repairs. So let's at least go up this way first. We're kind of bleeding money again. I mean, I got to remember that part of the reason I'm bleeding... Oh, wow. Oh, they're pursuing our fleet. Oh, they're returning the Asher. Hey, that's me. Okay, well, we outrun the shit out of them anyway. But yeah, it's kind of nice flying around being like the, oh crap, you guys could all beat me up. But Alright, we're not even close to where we're trying to go. So we're going home first, because I guess that's the way we're already flying. Then we have a little more plotting to do with the plot. I guess I could visit that white dwarf as a matter of course, but I skipped it. But see, we're still getting some monthly expenses. That's where getting a third industry like farming is going to be pretty nice. And there's other things we can do as well. But yeah, while going through the core systems, I really should... Okay, look, we got some more... We got some new things here. We got some bounties. That's actually a surprisingly dangerous bounty. These guys can hit hard. Plus, there's a Dominator. I could probably take them on. But I want things that kind of put me in the right direction here. That's a Doom. I don't want to mess with that right now. Okay, well, so where's our this is the right system, right? Okay, we're still here, but I guess right now we're right here. This doesn't really save me time. Alright. But it does put us close enough. Look at that. There's our mercantile convoy. Why are you running from my fleet? Are you just scared of us all of a sudden? That's weird. Okay, so one what the off-brand data pad is bothering people about. Another thing that I've been told I should look out for is trying to get like codes from people, because that'll help me with rating. But 31 units of harvested organs to Yama? Yeah, that's fine. Ain't nothing to me. That's just literally actually money. Alright, so we are not going to sell any of that. We'll keep all these commodities to sell. Right now I'm really only interested in picking up fuel. I'm only interested in picking up fuel and fun, and I'm all out of fuel. Actually, I need a few more supplies as well, so this is going to get a little more expensive than maybe I'd like. Also, what ship are we going to take out that needs some demod repairs? Technically, I could take out the Zodiacal Light, but that is also pretty heavy in repairs. I could take out the Alexaris, just because that is a ship that really needs fixing of structural damage and defective manufacturing. The one sad part is that taking the Legion will slow me down unless I pop in the field drive on it. I can take a Dominator right now. So faulty automated systems and compromised hull, that does literally cut against the tankiness of it. And this one does have a D-mod. I'm just not seeing it. Huh. Well, let's take this one. Alright, so fleets. We're under crew strength. Shit. Let's get over crew strength again. Need 225 crew. Always want to go a little bit over. That's like barely over. Let's go a little bit more over. Alright. But look, we can explore the map, the entire freaking map. That's fine. We also had, like I said, we had an orphaned officer. It's like, where's my thing I can shoot things with? I guess technically we want to put you as steady here. Our cautious officer, this one is much better on the carriers, which means probably technically I should have her on the other carrier, but we'll keep it fine for now. Oh, and that's another thing I forgot to do. While we're looking here at the colony, if I can remember what button it is. Colony info. I have industrial planning as an administrative skill, but I have two people that I'm literally paying $5,000 to kind of do the same thing with. Now, I could assign one of them right here, and I'm not sure, does personally governing these still give a stability bonus? Makeshift comm, ground defenses, orbital station, domestic goods, management bonus, base value. Because right now we're making some money. But if we put in Inky in here, Yeah, that takes stability down to 8. We'll leave him in there just to see if that bonus comes back up based on him being there for a while. So that's fine right now. And just for good measure, Fozzie, I know we found you like in the stars somewhere. We're going to just ditch you. Bye-bye. Because I do have 3 colonies that I do kind of want to run. So we'll leave Enki in charge for now. Nothing bad could possibly happen there. Alright, so what's my new damn mission? Smuggling, 60 days to take it. Well, I know where we're starting. We're going to Yama. That's fine. And then we can just head west and do our... we totally didn't spend all of the money to not appease the Luddites. Luddites. Alright. I really need to be transverse jumping more, is what you all have been saying to me, so... And the other thing is that I am also holding on to a lot of collateral. This lobster is just going to, like, eat itself. But see, repaired structural damage. We actually may have needed to take another ship as well. Because right away, this one's done. And, erratic fuel injector, oh my god, that'll be a big help. And, obviously, there's the 2 Lugos things for you. But see, these are nice things you can do with your time. Just make things work. Okay, so survey barren world. Please start giving me missions that send me north. That's not north enough. Alright, Yama. Yama's gonna be one of these. So we'll just transverse jump. Maybe right here? Apparently not. Apparently my ship does not want to transverse jump unless I'm actually near one of these. So that's how that works. Derelict probe actually really close to my home base. Oh, derelict ship. Well, we're not doing it, so it's cool. And look! It's not the station we wanted to go to. So we're going to Yama. We're going to try to smuggle some stuff in. While I'm here, I might as well just take a look at my cargo. See what's for sale. That's a good price, but it's not a great price. Same for the luxury goods. Thule. We can make our way over to Thule, maybe. And obviously those organs are spoken for. Or I don't really care about, but apparently some people are stupid and want it. Metals, kind of the same thing. Transplatonic, kind of the same thing. So markets haven't really unadjusted yet. Are these guys all coming after me? They're pursuing my fleet. What, did I like do some bad trading here and I just forgot about it? What? You're being hailed by the Maji fleet. Oh. Whoops. Alright, we'll turn on our transponder and comply. Very sorry. If we catch you running off again, you won't get off so easily. We could fight these guys, but not the space station. Yeah, so transverse jumping is fun. Let's, by the way, see what they have here. They have Marines we can buy. They have black market Marines we can buy. Those are all good things. Let's actually sell these on the black market. Let's buy some of your bad people. Let's actually sell the ore, because I don't care. That's not going to be profitable pretty much anywhere. We could... Oh, God. We could make our way to Elm. That's in Thule. That's not in Thule. It's alright. Wait, can we take this across system for profit? Not a good one at all. Okay, so we're good here. We just also want to buy Marines here. I'm going to try to keep close to 300 Marines. I know it's going to cost me per month for a little while, but there's reasons we're doing this. Apparently we can't buy Marines from you guys just yet, but I can buy a heavy armaments, which is a little surprising. Alright, well, are you going to come after me again because I bought on the black market? No, you're just patrolling like a boss. Alright, so let's do all of our business with the transponder on, clearly. Why are you pursuing my fleet now? Attention, your fleet matches profile of a suspected smuggler posted by Yama authorities. You're hereby ordered to submit to a cargo scan. We're going to try to talk a way out of this one for a story point. And look at that. There's another space station. The patrol officer appears to have a venal streak a mile wide, and some vague promises of favors owed and eventual compensation convince her to look the other way. So, that's the fun part about this, is that if you take missions from like some of those pirate people at the bar, requires coming in with the transponder turned off when out attracting attention of patrols. Well, that's a problem, because clearly we have attracted attention of the patrols. I don't really care about the increased pirate raids. I do care a little bit about the fact that you all have a few Marines. 204, actually, I should have paid attention to the price. So, pirate stations, we could technically try to knock off some pirates that way. So, we have been noticed by the authorities. So, that stinks a little. Alright. Let's just go here. It'll be fine. One of the best ways to do this kind of smuggling and shit is if you have pirate activity in the area, all the patrols are just otherwise occupied, and then you just do your own thing. But yeah, clearly being stopped by the hegemony patrol buddies is not the way to do it. Wow, game, you really don't want me to see, that's a little better. That's a little closer. It's not quite up here. And we have pirate activity in Atslin, which is exactly what I was talking about before. Let's accept this. I know I don't need to click on it. Dominion Air Probe would be nice, but it's a little far. It's just money that we can make on the way while we're sailing through the ocean of the... There's a joke there, and we're not doing a good job with it. But I guess since we're here... Barren world. Is this in the right direction? Nope. Alright, so here is our pirate base, and they're hostile. And so far, we don't know if anybody else is around here. Jangal is a little close for me to be making this maneuver, but we're gonna do it anyway. See, like, there's a patrol that is looking for my fleet. So, extraction depot. Do you guys want any of this stuff? Not really. Will you eat my lobster? See, those prices are going up, up, up. Well, you want my goods? Not really. Not really. Not really. You do have a few Marines for sale. Your prices kind of suck again. So let's go back here. Consider military options. We can... Well, you know, before we do that, it's a good thing to scout. Colony defenses are 55. Access 34. Colony info. They have ground defenses. So that helps a little bit against raids. But they don't have any patrols right now. So let's at least consider military options. Lancer raid. We could disrupt operations of a specific industry or facility. It's not going to force us to pick something, but we can do mining or spaceport. But see, we have a lot of available forces. That's good compared to what other things can possibly come later. But like things that we can take. Does not have heavy industry or military presence and has no access to high-tier ship equipment. So we're just going to worry right now about supplies and fuel, probably some food, and heavy armaments for fun. Okay, if we don't do heavy armaments, just take some more fuel, I guess. We want to keep the losses light right now. We'll go for some of the heavier things because apparently these guys level up. We can make special efforts to keep your preparation secret, then proceed. We don't care about our standing with the pirates. So we lost 26 Marines. The pirates still hate us. But look at all these supplies. Look at all this fuel. Look at all that food. It's a good day. And that food is free profit for if we take it to a pirate base on Thule or somewhere. We can apparently also buy food for a shit ton at Eventide. So let's leave. Bye-bye. We once again have a military fleet kind of pursuing us. So normally I would just say let's transverse jump. Not like super normally, but since I've apparently started playing this game the right way. But for now, That picket's really fast. We're going to try to lose him in the nebula. So let's unpause here and fly. That's a very uninspiring emergency burn, I've got to say. So let's try to do a sustained burn here. That's not great. This is like super... Oh, look! They gave up. Nice. We could have taken them on too. Alright, so we'll just happily jump out into space. That's kind of close, but not close enough. And, yeah, just kind of a new way to play. Alright, so I know we're going a little long here. And I do have the red planet place to go to as well. But let's go ahead and see if we can free our troubled buddy for Sebestyen here. Like, it's kind of funny. The way the text is going seems to contemplate that you would be starting these missions like soon after the tutorial. You'd kind of bounce back. And I've kind of waited a few years. So, once again, oh, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Rocky Metallic World in the exact area that we are going. So that's good. But I do think that pirate area is a pretty good place to raid. Next, let's try slowing down. Apparently, does slowing down, was I doing it? Yes, I was doing it wrong. So we do take less damage. I was like, hey, if I fly into this while slowing down, I'll get busted. But the truth is that you have to be fully slowed down, and you have to be... Oh, that's nice too. We're actually fairly close to that area. I'm gonna try again. Although that area was swarming with pirates last time, so it's a little touch and go to do it that way, but what am I doing accepting all these missions again? As per this isn't what we want. Is it what we want? Apparently it's what we want. Apparently you want to talk to me. Alright, so let's jump in. Since this seems to be kind of... That's Huma. Well, who shot and missed. Damn. Alright, well, this is where we want to go. Probably could have paid a little better attention to the star map there. But look, erratic fuel injector. Fixed. That's not in the right direction. But yeah, that's another thing. That pirate bases, apparently you can also raid, which makes sense. Apparently it's a little buggy right now and you can raid them infinitely, which is not great. But like if we go over here, these guys are all kind of doing their own thing. They're neutral to us. We haven't like super pissed off the Ludic Church yet. But if we do try to raid these guys right now, like if we consider our military options, we can try to launch a raid against it to try to acquire valuables. Their ground defenses are 1,000 though, so we can't launch nearly as good of a raid. So we need to take out like orbital stations and stuff to make that work. So, which I can do, but not with this fleet. Alright, so what do we have here? We have opening the comm directory, and we have Cadence EO, the Knight Commander. Sup? Opens in the Knights of Lud. Blessings of Lud be upon you, she says, looking over you with obvious suspicion. She nonetheless maintains a civil tone. How may I serve, sister? Wow, to me? Okay. Ask about certain prisoner associated with the Galatia Academy. You're from the Academy? Oh, not quite. They hired you, is that right? She gives you just a glance of, it is. First, I'd like to assure you that the individual on whose behalf you are petitioning the Knights has been treated well, though considering their crimes has been confined to our guest dormitory and had technological privileges limited. The Knight flips a page of some kind of real paper notebook, reading, I see here that this academician was caught with a number of devices, research equipment they say. These devices have been destroyed. She looks at you to see how you would react, then nods to herself. Alright. So we understand that the need for stable relations between our respective institutions and Mother Church has empathized this point very precisely to the Order. Therefore, the system's Archimandrite General has agreed to waive the usual procedures in place of a generous donation to the Church. I trust you have brought the Academy silver. She gives just a hint of a wry smile. So I have money. Normally, I would just pay this, since I have a lot of stuff lined up, but since we're having fun here and just playing a game online, we're going to negotiate to avoid paying and see what happens. It's a story point, but whatevs. Okay, so Sister, you begin with a touch of cadence of a conscious preacher you once heard coming to you as if from nowhere. I feel like you don't fully approve of what is happening here. Before the knight can object to you prying into business not your own, you raise a hand to gently stop her and explain that you understand that this is not your place to ask why they're in this position, but as a fellow member of the faith, you empathize with the moral struggle of having to answer to both the institution and one's own God-given conscience. You speak softly, building rapport with Knight Io, who is nodding now. Truly, you explain, it is tragic that tawdry worldly affairs tarnish the beautiful spiritual journey mapped out by the prophet Lud. But such is the fallen world. Finally somebody says it in the game. Maybe it's been in there the whole time and I missed it, but it's like, you guys don't follow this dude's teachings. Anyway, that's just the thing, Asher. That's what anyone really is, caught between higher ideals and transcendent glory that drives us above a violent hand motion. This and the spiritual compromise requires us to exercise even a measure of power in this world. With the office comes the power to do some good, I realize, but she sighs deeply, looking off to the side. But with that good also comes evil, and each time I feel it eat away at my soul, just a bite. But after years and years, what have I become? What is my day to join the stars? Will I be the woman who once was filled with the light of creation, who was so inspired to swear to serve as a knight of Lud? Or will I hold an accounting book filled with my own cowardly compromises at the end? Heave enough to weigh down my soul. Her face hardens as she comes to a decision. With a sweep of arm, the Knight Wells throws the paper notebooks from her desk. That seems like... Anyway, that's my character's last name. You wince at this treatment of a genuinely handcrafted object. Hear this, Captain. I won't allow myself to sink into slow spiritual death by these whispering wormwood corruptions. Was not Lud a martyr? The Knight Wells looks directly at you with fire in her eyes now. I guess Cadence Io's last name is Wells. Take the researcher. Tell them that when Lud freed the prisoners, tell them of mercy, and how the sacred can be found even in those who seem most lost. She stands and jabs at the key of a battered console that was spared her burst of wrath. Blessings of Lud upon you, Asher Wells. Now I have work to do. The comm shuts off. So, you are left unsure of just how you feel about inspiring this newfound conviction by way of your admittedly modest deception. Your logistics officer clears his throat and mentions that the main display of passenger request pickup has been received from a small shuttle bay, your wayward researcher. A shuttle is dispatched, returning with the flushed academician. I gotta get better with that word. All that remains is to return them to Galatia Academy. So I'm supposed to return them home? Boring. Alright, well, anyway, that's about as good of a time as any for me to stop here. I could talk this high-ranking officer for a word, and requires a regular force to disrupt the Starworks. It's 4 light years away, 38,000 credits. I'm not really inclined to do that, but I do want to do some of my own rating next time. By the way, I think you guys are probably okay on food, but in case you're not, yeah, this is... Actually, you guys have a really good price for food. So we're going to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing as we continue to move on in the game here. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are better prices out there, but I'm still trying to make a pretty healthy profit at this point, so hopefully I can. We can't actually buy or even see what the Knights of Lud have. But another thing I'm going to be trying to keep an eye on for is a military transport. I meant to check that in some of the other planets that I've been to, but I'll try to do a better job of looking at around and seeing if I can get a military transport to kind of supplement my rating. But I've gone on for a little bit longer than I intended to now, but I hope you all don't mind. Like I said, some of this stuff as I'm playing through some of the new plot patch stuff, especially with the story points and everything, I'm just going to read it and do it. And I know some of you all will watch this at like ×2 speed or something. Thank you for bearing with me if that's your style, or if you enjoy it, then I hope you enjoy it. And as always, I hope you all enjoyed watching this. We'll do it again soon. This is Asher with Starsector. And be on the lookout. There are pretty much daily uploads on the way. And as I've said before, and I've mentioned a few times, I did have to play ahead a little bit before due to some holidays and having to figure out some work stuff. But my goal here is to be able to read you all's comments, see what you all have to say, try to implement that as soon as I can in the videos here, which means holding back, even though I'd love to play like a bunch of sessions at a time. I'm really just trying to take you all's advice and build it into my play going forward. So hopefully that shines through in the next few. But that's it for now. You all have a good one. Take care.